Bitcoin price is slowly going to the downside and people are getting concerned. What are we really doing? Yes, you're watching this correctly. What does that mean for the crypto market? Is the run up over? Is that it? Are we actually going to go down after just some of these assets hitting a 30x run up? You're all concerned about that. XRP hasn't done anything, right? This is where the reality of the market comes in. Say, when we see some of these assets running all the way up like a 30x gigantic run up, we need to understand the history. This is exactly where you go through that. We talked about this before, but remember, this time you're going to get to see this, what the market did last time. For example, this asset peaked here and non-XRP, another group of assets started running up at that point. We highlighted this even in that last cycle, then before its macro pop. That set of highly correlated assets in the market is now starting to show you something, the exact same structure. And I'm like, whoa, this market is doing something weird. Meaning we are there. So INJ, another set of AI coins are topping off, and these guys are reaching that territory, showing you there is something coming. Now, during the exact same time or just within that week, XRP started showing you something. It's interesting. It's really interesting. If you look at Bitcoin during that same time, this is what you are looking at. So if you take all this, boil it down into the altcoin market right now, do you have enormous opportunities? I would argue, yes, you have enormous wealth building opportunity. Remember, when I shared this last year, people were kind of like in a disbelief phase. INJ at that time was like $1.30. We followed it up. The target was like 3.6. And when we were at that range of $3 and above, I was like, we hit this. Our targets are hit. Now, this is what we're looking at. We followed it up when that targets were being hit and said this to you guys. Watch. $30 is going to be a great profit taking. 30, 31. It's like the roof. You should be taking profits. Now, where the hell are we? 31.9. I'm like, okay, whoa. That's almost close. So if you are greedy, yeah, great, fine. You're still looking for something in the market where it does something a little bit up. Now, I would personally think like, okay, if there is some upside, it's going to be the top 10, 20%. I usually don't risk that. It's going to be super risky at that point. I would argue if you're riding this asset from that time horizon, remember the call here of $1.3, if you zoom out on a macro, that's here. How many of us can say, okay, I told you about this macro opportunity at this point? I doubt a lot of people can say that, right? Now, this is being shared in the SI family on a regular basis. Now, we're getting close to 850 members. Why? This is exactly why. Bitcoin, before its recent drop, we were following it up day by day, giving you guys the right perspective. That's why the market right now is heading into a territory where you have enormous opportunity. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We've been going through all of this, giving you guys the exact same idea and details of what to look for in a lot of these assets in last 3, 4, 5 videos. If you're prepared, now that means you're already prepared to see these assets topping off and the money flowing into different assets, and you're positioned well enough to take profits. Just today, we closed another position with 100% profit in the trading group. In the alerts, those who are already there know that. And the last 1 week, how many trades have we closed where it's already about 100% in profit? Those are just trades, not the long-term bags. It's a lot of them. Why are we doing that? We need the dry powder. We are reallocating that. We are buying more assets which are about to do these kind of movements. So you are being positioned well enough in the market. Why am I doing that now? People usually say, okay, buy this asset, it's going to be great. I don't do that. I'm like, okay, this is what I see in the chart. And then this is what I do with my money. I don't think a lot of people would do that. But if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. But you guys can see if I'm winning 80% of my trades or losing 80% of my trades. That's a big difference. Now, the altcoin market is showing you something similar. This is crucial. This is super important. If this is the exact pattern coming out here, that's start of wave 2. You're watching the wave 1 scenario bursting through. You're watching the next one starting here. So whatever happens, take profits when there is a divergence in any literal asset, for sure, on a 3-day or a weekly. That's super important. But also watch the entire altcoin market and the Bitcoin dominance. It makes a lot of sense. Remember, when it was lower, I told you guys, watch, this is exactly what I'm looking at. Where the hell are we? We reached this territory. If you go look at the Bitcoin dominance right now, this is exactly what we have done. Close to 55, 54, 55. That's what we have done. And that was the argument which I made here. We followed it up, showing you guys, okay, this is a possibility which happened back in 2015-16 cycle. And then right now we are watching something similar. I'm like, that's a huge thing. That cycle back then, prepared us to go pop through the roof in a lot of different assets. And the altcoin market is showing you we are about to do something similar. So right now, the opportunity zone is being opened by the volatility in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin right now is helping you guys. It's a big thing. Now, the first support, which I argued, we are already there. We're already getting so close to it. We came down, we did a lower wick, and we are there. Now, what should you be looking at? This is a short-term pattern. There is no doubt in that, right? We all understand the fact that it is a short-term pattern. But at the same point, plot this. This is one local base where the RSI made the base here. Great. Perfect. So right now, the RSI has already reached there, but the price has not. So most likely, the price is going to make a base somewhere above this. Great. So how would it look like? Price going up, doing this at least, right? So what do you have there in the price action? That's something important. Price going up at a time when the RSI is going down. That's a hidden bullish divergence on a macro trend for Bitcoin. Remember, this is the exact reason why we argued it's going to go up from here when we were here, right? A lot of other people gave you the argument of why we are going to go down. And I told you, see, you have a lot of sellers entering to push the price down, but the price is not going down. That means bulls are about to wipe the floor. That was at 25,000, remember. Right now we are at $40,000 where we have already touched 45. That's a huge thing, $20,000 increase from that call. Not a lot of people were saying the exact same idea in the market. So when you are here, learn on a daily basis. This is one of the reasons why I say look for divergence and hidden divergence. Whether it's negative, whether it's positive, it gives you enormous opportunity in the market. Not a lot of people look for all of this, but it shows you what whales are doing in the market. Now, if we jump onto XRP, a lot of people are becoming negative. I can see that. But let me ask you this question. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. If you are to answer this in the comment section or to yourself, be honest. You're watching all these volatility, but are you watching this asset going back down here? Remember, there was a time when the big YouTubers were claiming this is going to come back down to this range. When? From here, before the breakout, right? We had that breakout. That changed something in the market. That created a new structure in the market. What is that? This structure. Now, the next primary question is, okay, What did that structure show you? Have we completed that structure already? We came close, but we have not yet completed that for sure, right? And that's the starting point. We haven't changed anything from there. This is a big thing for XRP holders. On a weekly, when you see the price coming back close to the moving average, 21-day moving average on a weekly, that usually is a great opportunity. You don't have a divergence yet on a weekly. You're still massively bullish on this asset. Your trend is to the upside. This is a favorable situation to think about what you are going to look for next couple of weeks to couple of months. Now, maybe this is a situation where we are here or we are here. Whichever the case is, the next leg up is coming soon. Profit taking is happening on the other assets. Remember, as I just showed you, when that profit taking happens, what's happening in these assets which popped? Zoom in. Have the right idea. Don't just speculate super crazy bullish thing. Look for what's happening in between. Before they took off, before the price went up, what happened in the market? The market or the whales made sure there is enormous volatility where the retail weak hands are flushed. I'm not there to be flushed. If you're a whale watching this, whatever you do, my spot bag is safe. I'm going to hold it through. Now, if you're a retail, I would argue if you don't have the same thought process, they are going to kick you out of the market and then boom, it goes up. Now, each of these legs are not small micro moves. That's 800% move just from the breakout, not from the bottom. And if you actually measure to the top, that was a big burst, 78x from the breakout. So if you look from the bottom, that was like a 100x move, 120x move. That's a big move. Now, most of us would be happy with a 20 to 30 or 40x. We're not even looking for 80 to 100x. Most of us would even get a heart attack at that point because we've been accumulating this asset for a long period of time. So if we are about to break through the roof here and pop, don't be surprised. Now, what are we looking in this asset on the short term? This is a bigger question to respond. Because right now, we have a point of time where you're actually watching that the price is doing something which it has not done before. So the question of, do we have a correction before the actual run up is still valid. It's not negated in the market. You can see a 50% drop before this pop. Whales are here to do that, just that. That's something huge we need to keep in mind. One of the primary reasons I'm saying that is that if the price is going up and the RSI is slowing down, that's like, whales know this is going to happen. They just want to make sure a lot of us are kicked out from that before it does a macro pop. So make sure you're not 10x levered in these assets. Right now, you have this scenario. Right? You have this scenario. So if it actually comes down to this point and then bounce, don't freak out. Because this is something the whales would like to do. Why? Before any of these big bursts, they do this. Now, this is a daily chart. That's why you're seeing a lot of these volatility. So when you understand this, it is a clear signal that the market usually does two-step formation before it goes up. This time around, I would personally argue, whoa. On a weekly, this is something we are already looking at. So on a short term, they're trying to do something. Who? The whales. Macro, we win. They fight us, but if we know what's happening, we win. This is the same scenario in XRP. When all of these assets start running up, when you make big amount of money, you're now looking to put that in to a stable asset, to an asset which will have proper growth because of the utility, it has liquidity and all of those macro structure that leads the way for XRP. Guys, if you haven't actually hit that like button yet, I would argue, please do that. It supports the channel a lot. And if you are looking to join 850 plus members, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below in YouTube or in the bio if it's on Twitter. So guys, that's all for today. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.